Hello, everyone. I am Homa Saleh, Head of Business Development at BlueTape. Thank you for joining us today. We are very excited to discuss how automating your accounts receivable can increase sales and improve your business performance, especially with an emphasis on payment trends in the construction space and the solutions that are out there. Let me introduce our presenter, Patrick Gannon. Patrick is an MIT and Wharton trained executive who has spent his career leading innovations in financial products and services. He established and grew the online lending industry as a founding team member of Lending Club and of Uplift. Now he's COO of BlueTape, a payment and finance company serving the construction industry. Patrick, thank you for joining and leading the discussion.
My pleasure, Homa. Thank you for emceeing today. And I want to start today by looking at some recent statistics of how payments are made in the construction industry. The excerpt you see here on this screen is from a Fed study that shows that payments in the construction industry are still primarily made by check, over 74%. In fact, this recent analysis showed that construction trailed only tax payments for check usage. You might ask yourself, does that matter? The answer is, it does for your business. So in addition to using checks more than nearly every other industry, construction is plagued by late payments more than others as well. You can see that according to the study, nearly 1 in 5 construction payments are past due, significantly more than the overall average. Late payments effectively are a tax on capital efficiency and reduce what a business can accomplish. What could you be doing with that money today if it weren't past due? Now, the cure for overdue payments is not a large collection staff. Manual collections are tricky, they're labor intensive. Another recent study showed that firms that use manual collections processes take significantly longer to get paid than those who automate collections. How much longer? 30% longer. And that's huge. So, comparing manual processing of collections is one thing, but take a look at the difference automated invoice handling can make. By instituting automated invoice delivery systems, days sales outstanding can be decreased by an average of 23 days compared with those who have manual processes. The real question there is how would you like to get paid 23 days earlier? I know I would. And it's probably no big surprise that there are lots of benefits of automated invoicing. I think we can look at this chart and summarize them as better, faster, and cheaper. The question you need to ask yourself is, where else could you be spending money in the business instead of on invoicing and collections? So let's talk about automated accounts receivable. Sounds like a big fancy term, but what is it? It's a combination of automated invoicing, payments, and collections that come together to create business value for suppliers and for contractors. This slide shows an overview of AAR today. Now, as you can see on the left, a supplier or dealer uses one of many solutions for ERP and point of sale. These generate invoices and the point of sale systems take payments. Over on the right-hand side, contractors and builders use their own systems for accounting and payments and so forth. In the middle sits a solution provider like BlueTape to handle all different kinds of payment types and provide invoicing and collection solutions. We solve for your accounts receivable and for builders' accounts payable. How does it work? Well, let's take a quick look at how we do it at BlueTape. First, supplier invoices are generated, whether by ERP system, point of sale, written by hand, whatever works for your business today. Those invoices are then delivered automatically by text message to the buyer. The text message takes the buyer to a page asking them to pay. They choose whatever payment type they want, and they can choose debit card, credit card, ACH, or financing. Whichever of the payment types are chosen, the supplier receives their payment immediately. Payment reminders, those are delivered automatically. Collections, done automatically. But it doesn't matter. Your business was already paid, so you have nothing to worry about. Now, speaking of payments, do the types matter? And the answer is yes, they do. Let's look at the types that are available today. They vary on timing, costs, and risk to the business. We all know that checks take a few days to clear. Your business is subject to bounce checks and even check fraud. Let's not forget cash. Cash is great as long as it's not misplaced by someone. ACH is underutilized in the construction and material supply industry. Debit and credit card can be useful, but many find them very expensive. Net terms are very desirable to offer, but can be challenging to manage properly. So to make automated accounts receivable simple, you should look to a solutions provider. So BlueTape, we offer ACH, debit card, credit card, and financing payments. Our ACH debit and credit offerings have no monthly fees and are very price competitive. Our financing, which we call BlueTape Credit, lets you offer net terms to contractors and builders with no hassles whatsoever. BlueTape makes it very easy to get started. You can be up and running in as little as 15 minutes. Sign up at BlueTape.com with no fees, no minimums, and no installation required. It's easy and it's risk-free. If you are considering automating your accounts receivable, we'd like you to consider BlueTape. Thousands of builders and contractors are signed up and using BlueTape today.
Hi, Patrick. I think that we have extra slides that we don't have to go through. Thank you so much for that. Let's see if we have any questions. I believe that we have a Q&A. So let me check that and see where we are. Okay, so let me see. I believe we have some questions here. So okay, questions are coming in. So one of the questions we got is, I find it interesting, but how do I get started if I wanted to try it out?
Sure, and as I mentioned earlier, it's super easy to get started. You can be up and running in an hour offering net terms. You don't need to install software. There's no minimum, there's no commitment. All you have to do is go to the BlueTape website and sign up in the upper right-hand corner to get paid.
Great. And what is that experience? I have another question that came in that we've gotten before, which is, this is great for me, but what is the experience for my customer, because I have such a close relationship with my customer. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So we have built BlueTape to be as easy as possible for the construction industry. We know that people are always on the go, and they're not generally sitting down in front of their computer at their desk. So everything is made to be mobile friendly, and we've kept it as straightforward as possible in terms of the information we need. We think it's really important that the supplier maintains the relationship with their customer. We're not trying to come between them in any way. What we want to do is offer additional tools to make it easier to do business together.
Yeah. I also wanted to bring this slide up because we've had it before. So, for those who may have sort of missed what you said, but can you talk a little bit about what we have here for customers who can get started within the 15 minutes?
Can you restate that question?
Yeah, so I know we kind of touched on this question of how to get started, but I also wanted to kind of bring this slide up because we had this before. If you can kind of go through the sort of the points and how easy it is to get started.
Sure. So as I said, you start on the website, you sign up in the upper right-hand corner. You're going to be, as a supplier, completing a partnership application. Okay. So we take information about your business, contact information, and so forth. Once we get all that and you're approved, you're ready to go, right? We don't charge an installation fee. There's no monthly fee. This is there's no minimum commitment. It is really simple to get going. We charge on the transactions when they go through, but we don't charge to get underway. So it makes it really, really easy to get started and, frankly, just try it out, see how well it works for you.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick. Another question came in asking, how is accounts receivable management different in the construction industry from other industries?
Sure. So, the construction industry actually has the longest days sales outstanding of any industry in the United States. So there's an ongoing challenge industry-wide, and that comes due to a variety of reasons, including regulatory reasons and project finance reasons and so forth and so on. But it makes managing accounts receivable super important for suppliers, right? Yes, some of these customers may have been late on some payments from time to time. That doesn't mean that they have a bad business and you shouldn't be offering them credit on a go-forward basis. But it's difficult for businesses to do real credit-based underwriting unless they have tools in place. That underwriting, which BlueTape does with BlueTape Credit, we pull in a lot of information that others don't have access to. We do underwriting based on the cash flow of the business. We take into account things like seasonality and the long day sales outstanding. And we come out with what can a business afford and what will help them. So we're able to give them financing that allows them to operate and grow their business in a way that others don't do today.
That makes sense. Thank you. I just want to remind everybody who's attending, I know questions are coming in, but feel free to, jot down your questions, send them to us. These are very good questions to clarify. One of the other questions I got is, and we get this a lot, is what does it cost to join BlueTape?
So I feel like we should start charging because everybody wants to pay something to join. However, foolishly or not, we don't charge anything to join. There's no application fee. There's no fee until you start actually using the system. And then we charge a small reasonable fee on the transactions and the financing.
Exactly. Great. I'm going to give a couple of other people, I know some people asked 2 questions, so I'm going to give others a chance to ask their questions as well. It's interesting that, you mentioned, that collection can be reduced by 23 days. why is it so much shorter now? What makes it so much more efficient? Can you kind of highlight, what is it about the automation that allows it to be more efficient?
Sure. A combination of things. When we are signing someone up to receive financing, we're connecting to their business bank accounts. And we're also connected to them by text message and email. So we're able to be in touch with them throughout the months and remind them that payments are coming, offer to take payments early if they're interested. We debit their payments automatically from their business checking account. If something goes wrong there, like it's a partial pay or a no pay, we're able to get in touch with them automatically and try to work it out as quickly as possible. We know that in this industry that sometimes people do have late payments. We also know that generally speaking, businesses are trying to work together and provide construction services to their region. So it's been our experience that working with the contractors on perhaps spreading out some of their payments and doing that in a way that's, it's driven by our systems, makes things quick and easy. It's a lot harder if you're picking up the phone and calling them, because if someone's behind on a payment and they see the call incoming from the person who they owe money to, the natural inclination is to hit decline, right? Understandable. But by having everything connected, everything automated together, we take the personal part out of it there, and we make it simple for everyone to come to a good conclusion.
This actually this partially answers someone else's question that they had asked. Do I need to collect payment from my customers?
Yeah, great question. This is not a phone dialer system or a printer, right? If you use BlueTape to do financing, BlueTape does the underwriting, approves the loan, issues the loan with our banking partner, and then we collect on the loan. You just get the money, right? And you're charged a small fee for that, yes, but you've been paid on day one. So that is a great reason to give it a try. You don't need to do collections. You don't need to call. It's all taken care of on day one.
Yeah, and I think that's what we mean by get paid up front.
Yes.
And this kind of goes to the other question that came in, and I think they're all sort of they all related. It's, what do you mean by risk-free financing? Is there such a thing?
Yeah. For you, it's risk-free. For us, we're taking on the risk, right? So BlueTape takes on the credit risk of payment. You are taking the payment minus the fee at the beginning, and then you're done. So you don't have any exposure to any of the credit risk. That's what we mean by risk-free.
Yeah. And we mentioned here that there are no software to install, and I think one question that came in is, does your system integrate with my accounting system and ERP system? So
yes, great question. And not knowing specifically which accounting system and ERP system, it's possible the answer is not yet. But the answer is yes, we are adding more accounting and ERP systems by the day. So those integrations, they're automatic once we've taken care of it on our end. And then we have systems in place for handling it if they're not integrated yet, where we make it very easy to just send us invoices and we process them through as if you were integrated.
very good. All right, I'm going to give everybody one more minute to, give their questions. I know that we covered quite Not a lot, but enough that you may have questions. Let me see. There's one that came in that says, oh, this is a good one. What is my customer approval look like? Basically, will they get approved or not? It's a good question.
Yeah, so not every customer gets approved for BlueTape credit. In fact, not every customer gets approved for payments if they are, wanted by authorities, for example. However, for the vast majority of people who apply, of course, they're able to use their ACH debit and credit cards. If they apply for financing, they have a very strong chance of getting approved. And again, that's because we're not doing this based on a FICO score. This is not like you're calling Capital One and say, can I get a credit card? This is based on the business's performance and based on us looking at the cash flow of the company and based on our understanding of the construction industry, right? So we understand that in some parts of the country, for example, for a fairly long number of months, there's not much construction activity based on weather. And we take that sort of thing into account when we're looking at cash flows. We're not shocked that the Alaska cash flow is a little low in February or that sort of a thing.
That's right. So Patrick, I know that we have, people who are kind of joining also, they're trickling in and they're, since we're live streaming. And I want to welcome the ones that are joining and thanking them for joining us. Just to kind of remind you that you can always go to BlueTape.com, learn more about it. You can sign up for free. And I want to let you all know that we're always available to answer any questions offline as well. And, we have blogs and we have podcasts that you can subscribe to. So please go to BlueTape.com, learn more about it, and hope to hear from you soon. Thank you all. Yes.
Homa, thank you for being the MC, as I said. And again, thank you everyone for joining. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can go to the website and send in your questions if you have them. And if BlueTape credits or BlueTape payments sound like they'd be useful for you, I encourage you to go check it out and sign up today.
Great. Thank you all. Bye-bye.